Hey guys, so this video is going to focus on how to use the midpoint formula to find the midpoint between 2 points. One of the most common uses of this problem comes from when you're dealing with maybe graphing a circle, talking about different features of a circle, and you may be given 2 points on the edges of this circle, and you might be asked to find the center of the circle. And if you're going to find the center of the circle, the center is going to be the midpoint between those two. So therefore, you would need to find the midpoint when you're given 2 points. So you will need a midpoint formula, and that midpoint formula looks something like this. You're going to add your 2 x values together and divide it by 2. Then you're going to add your 2 y values together and divide by 2. So taking a look at our first example, I would recommend just labeling your points x1, y1, x2, y2, and go ahead and plug these into the formula so that you can simplify. So that's going to look like adding our x's together is going to give us a 2 plus a 3, and we'll divide that by 2. Then taking our y's, negative 5 plus 4, and we're dividing that by 2. Going ahead and taking care of that addition in the numerator, so 2 plus 3 is a 5. Put that over the 2. Negative 5 plus 4 is a negative 1. Also put that over the 2. Check to see if your fractions can be simplified. Sometimes they will be able to be simplified, sometimes they will not. In this particular case, neither one of these fractions does simplify, so this is our midpoint here. 5 halves and a negative 1 half, so 5 halves for our x value, negative 1 half for our y value. So this is our point that does represent our midpoint for this particular problem. If you are asked to actually graph this or anything like that, and maybe fractions just are not your best friend, if it helps you a little bit better, maybe plug these into the calculator and actually do the division just so you see the decimal representation. Sometimes looking at the decimals sometimes helps us a little bit better see what these are. 5 halves is really 3.5. and negative 1 half is a negative 0.5. So maybe that might help you see a little bit visually on a graph. Otherwise, that is our midpoint there. Let's move on to the second example. So starting by labeling your points x1, y1, x2, y2. Adding your x's together gives you negative 1 plus 9, and we'll divide that by 2. Adding your y's together, 6 plus negative 6, divide that by 2. Go ahead and take care of that addition in the numerator. So negative 1 plus 9 is an 8, and 6 plus negative 6 is a 0. Taking care of this division, this one does divide. 8 divided by 2 is a 4, and 0 divided by 2, well, 0 divided by anything is 0. So our midpoint is the point 4, 0. So definitely make sure that you do know the midpoint formula. You might have to memorize this one here. Otherwise, it's a matter of just plugging your numbers into the formula and simplifying appropriately. Otherwise, that's it for this video.